Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is Defub21 and today we have another video game trailer. This is one for a game and game franchise that I have been a big fan of since the very beginning. This is Deus Ex Mankind Divided. The trailer is called 101 and it's quite a long one, it's over 6 minutes long, so without further ado we'll take a look, or I'll take a look, and then I'll let you know what I think afterwards.
Peggy 18.
The augmented era began with such promise, until the incident turned the world upside down. 50 million dead, hundreds of thousands more maimed and injured. All because a few rich opportunists plotted in secret to control us. Today, hatred of Augs has morphed into a full-blown mechanical apartheid, with violent clashes fueling unrest.
The augmented are suffering a genocide. It begins with taking away our rights, treating us as less than human, and then exterminating us.
Something big is brewing, and I need to cut it off at the source. How can these people always be one step ahead?
They've got unlimited power and money and absolutely no conscience at all. That's how.
They manipulated the dawn of Human 2.0, made it dangerous, made me. I'm going to use every advantage I have to stop them. My advanced capabilities convinced Interpol to recruit me to their counter-terrorism task force, despite objections within the team. I'm willing to endure their prejudice, so long as it furthers my hunt for the true threat.
Not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are ya?
If I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming. Turns out my military-grade enhancements were hiding a full set of cutting-edge experimental Augs. You're telling me I got more implants than I thought I did?
More than your body can handle.
Meaning my ability to infiltrate, fight, and circumvent has now grown exponentially. Right along with the increasing threat level. Being stationed in Prague places me at the epicenter of terrorist activity. And with blame for the latest atrocity being leveled at an augmented group there, the only certainty is that the body count will keep rising.
Our territory is fiercely defended. No one sets foot in there.
The task force wants me to bring ARC's leader to justice, dealing with his augmented army as I see fit. Starting my investigation by interrogating Talos Rucker on the realities of his non-violent approach could prove beneficial. Every floor of their towering complex is packed with armed militia and filled with high-end security. But its makeshift construction provides me with plenty of options. Going in full force and guns blazing may result in casualties. But if I want to strong-arm Rucker into surrendering, it makes sense to use force. Engaging them with modified firearms, explosive nanoblades, and using my Titan shield to negate their counterfire as I roll through like a reinforced tank.
I have known exactly the kind of thug you are since the moment you entered.
If ARC had no involvement in the bombing, it might justify going in like a ghost, hacking their security systems, using the architecture to my advantage, delivering concussive blasts via the PEPS gun, and relying on the Tesla's electrified projectiles to avoid any unnecessary deaths. A lack of casualties would be a show of respect to someone like Rucker, and might just convince him to peacefully turn himself in.
Faced with two terrible choices, I choose the lesser evil. I will come with you.
But he and ARC represent just one facet of my hunt for the truth. And I'll need to keep tracking down leads and making contacts on both sides of the law if I hope to uncover the true motives behind these escalating attacks.
It's not always about doing the right thing, or about doing things the right way.
Intel gathered from allies outside the task force has me questioning everything, including the true intentions of my own command.
If you're meeting with Miller, be careful. You walked into another ambush, and Miller's not off on the suspect list yet.
Everyone's got their agenda, meaning I'll have to trust my gut when dealing with suspects.
How far are you willing to go to help out a friend in need?
Whether I'm working by the book or going rogue, choice never comes without consequence. What's the going rate for cops in Gotham City?
You're making a very dangerous assumption.
The clock is always ticking, and unraveling the mystery on my own terms may be the only way to prevent disaster.
There is a moment coming, and it will be soon, when all of us will have to choose a side.
As anti-Odd conflicts become a global concern, Prague represents just one square on a giant chessboard whose pieces are continually manipulated from the shadows. I have to choose my allies wisely, reminding myself of the greater cause. The elite may obscure themselves in darkness, but the truth is still mine to reveal. I don't care that they only speak in whispers. I won't let them have the last word.
Well, that was one very long, but certainly not overblown or overdrawn, and very, to my mind, impressive trailer. It appears to be all completely in-game, not just in-engine, but in-game. Some of the not too impressive facial animations in particular, I think, pretty much guarantee that it wasn't just in-engine, but in actual in-game. Graphically, it looks really, really impressive. The visuals look great. Kind of makes me feel a bit nervous for my GTX 970 graphics card, to put it mildly. Will this game be able to run at 1080p at 60 frames a second on my rig, or am I going to have to think about getting an upgrade of some sort or another? Who knows? But it looks really good. It certainly lays out kind of like certainly one of the areas, the hub areas of the game, where you're going after this what is his name? Was it Atlas Rucker or something, the protester dude, and showing how, depending on how you got to him through the level, he would respond and react to you differently, which is kind of very kind of Deus Ex. And you know, the graphics look great, the combat looks great. Clearly also showing you different options. You know, to just go in guns blazing, you can use stealth and hacking and all the rest, and that's kind of very cool. One of the kind of the principal criticisms of the previous game, the previous Deus Ex, was that while it for the most part would allow you to go stealth or go combat and specialize your character in one way or another in terms of upgrades and whatnot, in the actual boss fights, which were apparently outsourced to a third-party studio, if you weren't actually any good at combat, you were kind of stuck because you couldn't get at them, defeat them via stealth, your opponents via stealth or hacking or non-combat stuff, and you couldn't convince them, talk them out of it either. So that's a big improvement there. The one thing I would say about the previous Deus Ex game as well is that this game launched, again, I'm sure someone will remind me when it came out in the comments, but at the time it came out, I got it on PC. It was a multi-platform title. It was out on 360 and PlayStation 3 as well, and it was a game that really kind of gave me the impression that having to be a multi-platform title that would come out on the 360 and the PlayStation 3, that it was holding the game back, particularly the memory limitations, the hub worlds that you felt like there's particular areas you could explore in each game that you could travel to and explore them and do missions to them and so on. It'll be the same in this game as well. Seemed to be on PC, considering what PCs were capable of at the time, seemed a bit on the smallish side, and I think that was primarily down to the fact that the 360 and the PlayStation 3 just didn't have the memory capacity to enable, you know, something larger scale and more complex. And obviously with the Xbox One and the PS4, there's a very, very big difference between 512 megabytes of RAM and 4,000 megabytes of RAM. So we'll likely see a significant jump in scope again, it looks really, really good. You know, we've seen at least 2 different hub areas. Looks fantastic. It's coming out in August this year. It got delayed. Thank God, I've really fallen behind in the games I've got to play myself because I've been busy. So I'll have to get back into this ASAP. But that's a fantastic trailer, I think. Looks great, sounds great. Really looking forward to getting back into that game. And I really, really do hope I won't have to buy some new bits for me computer so it'll run well. Hopefully it won't, but although my processor is getting a bit long in the tooth at this stage, so that could be an issue. Anyway, if you let me know what you think about this trailer in the comments. Let me know what you think about the game. If you've got any things you really want to see in the game or any concerns, let me know in the comments and I'll let you know what I think. Apart from that, if you liked this, please like the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. This is Defub21, very impressed with this trailer.